was reported this evening on Sky Sports that Partey, that's Thomas Partey, former Arsenal player, has been charged with rape and sexual assault. This is what Sky Sports is reporting. Thomas Partey has been charged with 5 counts of rape, 5 counts, and 1 count of sexual assault. The offenses relating to 3 women reportedly took place in 2021 and 2022. Partey denies the charges. Player joined Arsenal in 2020 for £45 million and left club when his contract expired on Monday. Why are all these players falling victims? Or why are all these players misbehaving? Why? It doesn't make any sense. You have the money to get whoever you want to get. Why are you involving yourself in this kind of situation? Why are you doing this? Even, yes, they've not proven. They said they will have to prove if he's guilty or not. But this shouldn't be something you should find yourself. Like this scandal should not be around you as a professional. You should always try to respect yourself. Always try to respect yourself. This thing ruined careers. It has ruined careers. So I don't know why these players do all these things. I don't know why these players do all these things. They need to learn. They need to learn and respect themselves.
It is easier said than done. I think that's what I will start with. It is easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
And yeah, all these things that we're saying, that they need to respect themselves. It is easier said than done. That is, you can easily say it that they should respect themselves, but for them to actually respect themselves, that's where the problem comes from. And I think most of the times it's not as if I'm not trying to defend any of the players or anything, but most of the times they fall is more like these things are more like a trap for the next victim. They are there in abundance. They are there walking around the streets in London, whatever town you call it, even in Africa here, they are there. All they are looking, it's just that we in Nigeria, for example, our laws, does not, our judicial process is not really that strong that will start, women. But even with this, even with the judicial process that we have in Nigeria, you still find some of these cases out there. But over there, it's as if the courts are waiting. The lawyers are waiting. They are out there hustling for cases. Sometimes they even set people up just to find the case to get money and all that. So, and I think that's what has been happening, not just to footballers, athletes all over that are staying in Europe and in America. I think that this is one of the greatest problems, especially those athletes that went to, maybe because of football, they went to stay in those countries, like the ones from Africa. Partey is from Ghana, Africa. He has gone there from Atletico Madrid to Arsenal. So throughout, let's say, his professional career, he has been in Europe, and this is what is happening. So they are supposed to be the ones to tell the younger ones. Partey is 32. They are supposed to be the ones to tell the Lamine Yamals, and some other players, especially the ones coming from Africa, telling them that, okay, this is how you behave, this is how you do. The women here are this, the women here are that. Nobody is saying that you shouldn't go and celebrate after maybe you get your win or you get your trophy or anything. Or maybe you're in a good mood, you go to club, you drink, you celebrate. But you should know what you are doing. Even the club that you are going to you should know the kind of club you are going to. You should have people, because I believe as a football player, you have the capability, you have the money and everything to even hire somebody like an assistant or somebody that will be moving around with you. I don't know if you get me. Somebody that will be moving around with you, not a bodyguard per se, but somebody, even maybe somebody that will be moving around with you, somebody that will be helping you out. Maybe if you are drunk in the bar or something, that guy can, the person can now help you and maybe to your car, drive you back home, so that police will not arrest you for maybe drunk driving or something like that. So these are some of the things that we need to, and I think that's what is lacking in the whole African context, in the whole professional African players.
Sorry for interrupting. My problem is that these players are being paid well, so there is no reason for you to go and be harassing a girl sexually. There are girls that you can pay. There are sex workers, so you can pay all those ones to do whatever you want to do with them, right? That's if I'm not
But
mistaken.
do you know that?
You have to.
Yeah,
You
I
can pay.
understand
You
what you're
can pay.
saying.
You can pay sex workers to do things with them. Why are you involving yourself in sexual harassment? Why?
I think I think one of the problems is the fact that sometimes even the
Don't be
sex
surprised.
worker.
This is why. Sorry, don't be surprised. This is why Arsenal refused to give him a new contract.
Maybe
I
maybe
won't be
maybe
surprised
maybe
if
that's the
this is
reason.
the main reason why Arsenal
Yeah,
refused to give
yeah,
him a new contract.
it may be. So, but if you look at it, sometimes it's not really even the sex workers sometimes are trouble. They are even trouble sometimes because there's tendency that you may pay a stripper now, maybe a sex worker, for example, not even a stripper, a sex worker, for example, you pay her and say, okay, maybe you do a hand job for me or maybe a B job for me, you understand? And then something happens, and then maybe you decide to go in for the whole thing. She will report you for rape. Before you know, you are being accused of rape and all that. So sometimes even them they are in trouble. So to me, what I just feel like, what I just feel they should do is that you are an African man to start with. Most of our African tradition, whether you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, whether a traditional worshiper, whether an artist, be it that you're an African, the first thing that comes to mind whenever you reach that age from 20 years upwards is marriage. Get yourself married. That's the first thing. Get yourself married. If you are going to Europe, get yourself married from home. Marry the wife, take her to Europe. Whenever you have the sexual urge or something, you have your wife. You do what you want. I'm not saying that you should do whatever you want, but at least you have your wife there with you. Then she should be able to help you control some of these sexual urges that you have. So if you see, once you have that wife, you have already closed down one aspect that somebody or a lady out there might use to trap you. Because like I said, I've not been to Europe. What if you look at if you look at the movies or what has been going around the social media and the news everywhere, you see that most of these cases, the women are just out there waiting for, they are setting traps, waiting for you to just, to just fall into those traps, especially athletes. They know that these athletes, whenever they must have heard that these athletes have won a trophy or they've won an important match, maybe a Manchester derby with Arsenal or something. They know that the next thing they do is that they'll go to club. Somebody will invite them to club, and then they will make sure that they're in that club. They will come and push you to drink. They will take you to to another room or to a place, and then they will do something will happen. They know that you're drunk. Something will happen, and then after some years, they will file an allegation. They will file a case against you and say that you raped them, and you don't have any evidence. Maybe you must have even forgotten about the incident because you are not even in your senses, and then that's how your entire career will just wash away. So I
So
just
now, what
feel
do you
that
think? What
no matter what
if
happens
he's
at the
found
end of the
guilty?
case,
He has denied everything. He has denied everything. He said he
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
But if he's found guilty, what do you think will happen to him?
See, I think I don't know much about law, but I doubt if he's going to jail. I doubt if they are going to jail him. Maybe it might end up, maybe if he's actually found guilty, maybe they'll settle for a fine or something, maybe house arrest fine or something like that. And if you look at him again as a professional footballer, his career is almost, let me say, it's just over. Like he has already achieved or he has already reached the peak or even past his peak in his footballing career. So I doubt if he's going to, if is maybe for the fact that this is not how he wants his football career to end, maybe. But the fact that maybe if it's somebody that is maybe 25, 24, maybe 27, 28, maybe you say, okay, he still has some years ahead of him that he wants to achieve something, but his career is practically over. So even if he's found guilty, I think the only reputation that is going to spoil is maybe all the years that he has, suffered playing at the highest level at the footballing career. That is just the reputation that is going to spoil. And I think,
Funny
yeah, he
enough, all
got
this things
married, I
happened
think
when
last year.
I say funny enough, all this things happened when he came to England. When he was in Spain, no
Yes,
problem. Oh. He
no,
came to
no,
England
no.
and he has
I
entered.
think he got married last year now. I think got married last year. So
I
it's
don't
a
even know
stain,
this man.
it's a stain to his career, it's a stain to everything that he has fought for over the years. So it's a stain to him. But and again, the problem is whether even if he's innocent at the end, they will still find a way to tie. It's 5 count charges and 1 extra charge. And according to what I read, they said that the prosecutor has even called out that if there's any woman again that has another issue with him, that should come out to that this. So it's as if the whole thing is as if they just want to, maybe, I don't know how to say this, but it's just like as if these guys are just out to put this guy down or something. So so it's just, the thing is just to me it's just annoying stuff. My players just need to do better. And just like you said
They
before
need
we
to respect
started this
themselves.
live,
They
players
need to
like
respect
players
themselves.
like Lamine Yamal, I'm just scared. I'm just scared for players like Lamine Yamal, guy, because of the way, you know, because of the way he has been carrying himself around and all that. And I never, not even divert from this topic. Somebody like Lamine Yamal, in the first, when he started, from last season, I've been seeing him around his dad and all that, you know. So I actually thought that maybe the father would like be his guardian angel, will be the
Yeah.
one, trying to put him, so, but it's as if the father is just allowing him to do whatever he wants to do and all that. So I don't know what's happening with him behind the scene, but see, like I told you, Lamine Yamal is already inside this thing. Just, I'm not praying for him. I'm not praying, and I even want them to, I even want the universe to prove me wrong. But sorry to say, as it starts now, maybe in the next few years you start hearing issues with Lamine Yamal. So that's just the problem, especially black players. That is the problem, and they need to do better. I think the team, their managers, their parents, or their guardians, and then their closest friends, they need to protect them. They need all the protection they need.
Yeah.
And that is why I like, to an extent, I like coaches like Pep Guardiola. Whenever you are under him, he tend to bring some rules. I think before he came to Man City, there was this issue that some players were even carrying they are bringing their girlfriends to camp, and all that. So he decided to stop all those nonsense. So this is what some managers need to start doing. You need to start watching over your players. You need to start watching over your players, because just imagine if he has been if Thomas Partey has been one of the very important players in the Arsenal team, and this thing happened to him. Just imagine what's going to do to the team entirely. So they
To
need to
demoralize them.
just do more.
It will scatter
And
the
they're
morale.
they're adults. They're not children, they're adults. So they just need to do
They
they
just need
just
to be
need to do more.
protected. But they've not said anything. The hearing will be on the 5th of August. But let's see how it goes. If he comes
On the
out guilty, fine.
uh,
Let's see what happens to him.
is
But
it is a magistrate court, so I think it's a lower court.
yeah,
It's a lower
magistrate
court.
court,
So even
London,
if he
Westminster
even if
Magistrate Court on August 5th.
magistrate court, so even if he's guilty, from the little knowledge I have with what they call it, with law, even if he's guilty at the lower court, he can appeal to a higher court. He can appeal to a bigger court and maybe prove his case. So I just hope that his lawyer, he's hired himself a very good lawyer, and who is going to present his case very well. Because most of the times, sometimes it doesn't matter how innocent you are. If you don't have a good lawyer, then
Nothing for
you
you.
might not necessarily. Yeah.
All
So
right.
that is just.
Amisu, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.